Hey, what's up, you guys? This is a surprise for you. It's been a minute since the channel itself. We've gone live. Gene and myself are doing some great things. Of course, as you guys all know, this channel is a group effort, but at the same time, we've got bigger things that we're going to be doing as far as like a lot of in person stuff, doing speeches at treatment centers and juvenile institutions, colleges, and things like that. And so today I have CEO Rod Johnson. CEO Rod, you guys might have seen him around. He's been involved with this with Gene and myself this whole time. And, we'll get into some of the other stuff here in just a bit. But for this episode here, it's going to be fairly short. What we're doing today is just going to introduce CEO Rod a little bit better than he has been. Up until now, we've sort of had him on with our interviews with others. We just featured we did a couple pre records with some major OG Crips, and we got an original Pyru as well. And by the way, there's a difference between Bloods and Pyrus, different discussion. And
Yeah.
so we're going to be getting into some of that and dropping some videos with that stuff. And of course, Gene's doing some great interviews with a lot of different channels. I've got some lined up as well, and Rod's involved too. So without further ado, let's welcome here CEO Rod Johnson. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, JC, man. It's a pleasure, man. First of all, man, I want to give a shout out, man, to yourself and Gene Barello, man. Y'all doing beautiful things right here on your podcast show. But like JC said, that's my partner, man. We go back about about 7 8 years now, man. When I moved back to Fresno, I was doing a podcast show, and Jeff was also doing a show, for this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but anyway, that's how I met Jeff. And I told him my story, about me being from Fresno, growing up in Fresno, raised in Los Angeles, hustling and stuff like that. So, I just told him my story, man, and we linked up, and we did a couple of shows together. Actually, we had a show, a podcast show before all this stuff. This like 7 years ago. Me
Yeah,
and
we
JC
did
had
a show back when Freeway Rick, which Freeway Rick Ross is a friend of ours.
oh yeah,
We
yeah,
did a
yeah,
show back in 2015, right after he got picked up on that stupid charge. He
yeah.
was in Humboldt or Mendocino County. For those of you not familiar with it, we call Mendocino, Humboldt, that whole area, the Triangle. It's where a lot of high quality cannabis, as it's called now. We used to call it marijuana and names like that, but now it's cannabis. It sounds so nice and all that. But he was arrested picked up with a bunch of money, and this is after medical use passed many years ago, and all that. We did a Rick Ross update and all that good stuff. But I think that
Oh,
video
we
is
did.
actually
We
still on. I think it's still
actually,
online.
yes, actually, JC, we did two shows. Yeah, he was, he was up there. They caught him with $100,000 cash, and they tried to say that he was up there trying to purchase marijuana, which he wasn't. He was up there trying to purchase some property. But yeah, but he beat the case where they threw the case out. It took him probably about 16, 18 months to get his money
Yeah,
back, but he
it
did
takes a
get his
while.
money back.
And did he get all of his money back or
Yeah,
some of his
he
money
got his
back?
money back. He got his money
Well,
back.
that's good. That's rare.
They basically just put him over for like racial profiling. Once they pulled him over and they found out that he was the
Not a
real
lot
Rick
of That's true.
Ross.
Not a lot of black dudes up in Humboldt and Mendo. You'll see Mexicans and white dudes up there and some Asians, but those sheriffs in those rural counties up there, they all black dudes around here. He's got to be up to no good, and you
Oh
know how
yeah,
it is. That's what they think, and that's what they do in many cases.
yeah. Like I say, like you say, like I said, we did two shows. And when the first show that we did, that was before he was going to court. And me and my partner Vernon Smith, we had went up there. We went to his court date, and we got there. They really didn't have no case on it, so they was dismissed. And that was the day that Rick was talking about that he's finna file an appeal to get his money. And like I say, he got his money back. You know, so like I said, he's doing good things right now. You know, Rick doing good things, man. He just opened his first dispensary, you know, Freeway Ricky's, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
on
We were at
January. You
his
know, me and
opening.
JC were at the party. Yeah, we was
I
at his,
had
you know,
quit
he had his
smoking.
birthday
I had
party,
quit
his white
puffing
party.
for a while. I had to relapse though at Freeway Rick's grand opening. I had to, one
uh,
time, just for old days' sake. But
Oh yeah, you know,
good
we had a
excuse.
beautiful time that day. And then later on, you know, we went to the went to his birthday party, had a Snow White party, you know, a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah. We
celebrities in
had a
the
good
house.
time at his
You
birthday.
hmm
Well,
you
we
know,
ran
Jay Z was
into.
coming
Let's
to
see
me,
that we ran into like a who's who of old school hustlers, guys
mobsters,
that started
and
mobsters, the guys that started. Ori was there with Ori, good old Ori and a few others, and then there was because Ori's good friends with Ross too, but um, and then some OG Crips
Pippin
and
King
Bloods,
was there. You got Pippin
Melvin
King was there.
Farmer, our
You got the
bro, the three strikes law expert, and of course, Ayatollah. Let's see, OG Pyru, Ayatollah. Look him up. He's dude was way back when, So yeah,
he
we
owed his
ran into
blood.
that.
You know that
Bishop
told
One, he was
Paul.
there,
Bishop Don Juan was there, Pippin Ken, you know, the great grandmaster, you know,
bro.
Ray Furley from Fresno, he was there, you know, a lot of
Yeah,
celebrities there, you know, Big Laz was there, Echo was there, you know, Freeway Rick co-defendant was there, Chico Brown, he the one who actually did the party, man, you know, Sacramento King Verb was in the house, you know, it was a lot of
yeah. There
celebrities,
was a
man,
lot.
everybody
Hey,
came
and you
out.
know what? Rick Ross's birthday party was pretty well managed, bro. He had all the security stuff lined up. Rick Ross knows how to organize, and that's you could
Yeah, yeah,
tell
yeah.
why he was successful back in the day with the blow business because he had natural organizational skills, know how to run things and do things.
Yeah, like I say, man, you know, I tell everybody, you know, I'm a little older now, man, but I met Rick when I was like 16 years old, man. And like I say, he always been a slick type of guy, man. You know, a lot of people, you know, if you didn't know him back in the days, you wouldn't even know that was Freeway Rick standing right next to you, man. You know, like I say, I'm proud. I'm proud of Big Bro right now. Like I say, he just came back from Mississippi. He was down there doing an event with one of his business partners. You know, they do Friday night comedy in Madrid in Mississippi. You know, he got another event. He just did a big event on 420, and I'm putting together an event in Los Angeles. Doing
Hey, the volume's cutting out.
the
You're back on. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. He's gonna be one of my celebrity guests there. But like I say, JC said about me, man. You know, I'm just a local Fresno boy, man. Born right here in the Central Valley, Fresno, California. Like I say, I grew up in LA. You know, graduated high school in '85, and you know, prior when I graduated high school, man, you know, once again, you know, I had a new rig at an
And
early
get
age,
kicked
so
out of
I
high
got
school like me and all the rest of the dudes did. You
no,
right
I
on.
graduated, Jeff. You know, I kind of like the school, man. I'm like, you know, I was after football season. That's when I actually started selling crack, man. You know, I was 16 years old, man, going to the 12th grade, man. After
Hey, how
football,
much
11th
money were you
grade.
making a day back then when you were selling rocks in LA
Okay, when I first started, man, like when I first started, man, I'm not gonna
and
sit
west
there and
side
lie
of
to you,
Fresno
man.
too, of course.
No, I started selling crack in LA, Jeff. You know, when I graduated high school in '85, that's when I moved to Fresno. But when I first started, man, you know, my big homie from my neighborhood, Big Ben, he gave me like what they call them 8 balls back then, or 8 track, like 3.5 grams, man. And he told me, you know, to make the money and bring him back all the money. So I didn't make no money, you know, the first few times. I had to
You
bring
got
all
to
the money
figure out the
back.
game first before. That's true.
Oh yeah, you know, he had me bringing all the money back. You know, then all the
You're
homies
like,
like,
wait a
you know,
minute,
they
I
going to
can
the
get all
swap
this
meet, you
prison
know,
time
buying
for this
clothes.
stuff, and I'm not making nothing. Now, when it did evolve, how well, how much, we used to hear all those stories in the media. What kind of money were you
No,
making a
but
day when you were
I'm
really
gonna tell
rocking and
you,
rolling?
I'm gonna say the summer '85. You know, like I said, I graduated Dorsey High School in '85. You know, summer '85. You know, by then, you know, after I learned the game from my big homie Ben, he had some rock houses. Man, we didn't call them crack houses back in the day. We called them rock
Yeah.
houses. So I just sit in the rock house, man. You know, I had the shift. I had the shift. You know, the morning shift. We worked 8 hour shift. And you know, and every day, man, I would leave with like $200. That's like when I first started, when I, was okay, I'm making money now. But like I say, when I moved to Fresno, and I really, because when I turned 18 years old, man, it's a crazy story, man. I got a check. I think it was like back child support or something, man. They gave me like $12,000. So I was able to buy my first 9 ounces. But on a regular day here in Fresno, I was making just no less than $2,000, $3,000 a day.
Yeah.
Five, six, seven, $8 a day. And then back then, the county days, we used to call them county days, it was the first and the 15th. Um, Early on,
Everybody's
a
payday
good
back
10,
then.
a good 10,000 on the first and the 15th. When I we had left Fresno, went to Reno. But like I say, Fresno, man, I used to, man, sometimes I had like $25,000 a day just actually sitting in the house with bars inside, outside. They knock on the window, or knock on the window, put the money to the hole in the bar door. They give us the money, we give them the crack, man. Like I say, I used to get locked up in rock houses, man. Not really locked up, but the big homie, would lock us in. Then he come, after we shift, we count the money, and then like I said, I'm gonna keep it real, man, because a lot of these guys, they like to get on these podcast shows, they talk about the crack era and stuff like that, they didn't mess with it. That's a damn lie, Jeff, because if you was
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
the
yeah,
crack
yeah,
era
yeah.
between 83 and 85, you smoked your primo. And to the listening audience, if y'all don't know what primo is, that's the crack cocaine broke down the weed. So we're sitting in the rock house, smoke about 5 primos, but I would leave with $200 a day. My big homie, he lived with like 12, $13,000 a day. And that's just one rock house.
Yeah, that was the early days of it. Fast forward real quick, because again, we're going to keep this at about 25 minutes at the most, and we're 12 minutes in. Just so folks know, we just got done doing an interview, a pre-record with an OG Crip, and you'll definitely enjoy that when that comes out. But quick overview. So, like, you also were in the weed game. You knew the same. You knew Marcelo, the cartel. He was connected in Tijuana, all that, and you had your weed things, and he lived on the west side back when you were around. I didn't start my weed stuff. I first started trying to sell at 16, which would have been 1991 to 2-ish. And then I didn't get really connected
Mm-hmm.
with him till I got kicked out of school in my junior year. And then summer school, I did all right. And then my senior year, I just blew that off and took the test and got out. But I got connected with Cello. He moved out to my part of town, which you just so everybody knows who isn't from our region. Rod was in Southwest Fresno, which back then was predominantly black. Now it's predominantly Hispanic.
It's
Uh,
called the West
the that I lived in
Side.
was mixed, and now it's predominantly Hispanic. They basically all of our old hoods are all Hispanic now. But the
Yeah, but let
and
me say,
Asians too. But we Marcelo
Cello.
moved to my area. You know, right like 92. I want to say. Carry on, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, I met Cello through my big cousin out here, man, MJ, man. My big cousin Myra. He was really the kingpin out here in Fresno. So I met Cello maybe 89, 90. Like I say, when you met him, I was away in federal prison. But Cello was a good dude, man. He supplied all of that, that Mexican brick weed, man.
Yeah, the brick, but and he was smart too. He used to just drive around in a regular car. He wore regular clothes.
Yeah,
He
low
blended in.
profile.
Cool. Yeah, he was low profile and well connected, and we got damn good prices on pounds from that dude, man. And for me, it
Yeah,
evolved to you know,
Cello remind me of Freeway Rick, man. He wasn't flashy, none of that, man. No big jewelry, like these
yeah,
new
yeah.
Mexican kingpins. They got the big belt buckle with the cowboy hat, all that.
Right,
But
right,
like I
right,
say,
right, right.
Cello was
Yeah,
low key,
yeah.
man.
The
Good
smarter
dude, man.
Mexican
Like I say,
kingpins blend in with the population, and they know how to They know how to they're just personable and they don't do that. None those stereotypes you see from those Sicario movies. Go get him! He crossed us,
Yeah.
and we're gonna. They turn on a chainsaw. No, it's yeah, that happens, but that's usually south of the border in most cases. They keep that stuff down there. But yeah,
Huh.
but hey, you
But
don't
I'm
want to
gonna tell
mess
you
with them
something.
cats in the wrong way. But they did hook us up, man.
Man, like I say, Cello, I'm gonna tell you, all BS aside, man, Cello's getting my big cousin Myrick out here, MJ, man. He was getting like 50 to 100 at a time. You feel me? And then, like I say, back then, when you spend $50, you get like a nice little zip lock, man. But I'm gonna tell you, getting marijuana money was good. Believe me, it was
But
good,
yeah,
especially
your
when we was
guys'
getting it for
blow
cello.
cash.
If I
Your
say Jeff, if I say the price, they wouldn't believe me. So I'm gonna keep that a secret between me and you. We know what the price of cello was giving us to us for, man. But like I
yeah,
say, damn
yeah.
good dude, man. Like I
I might have
say,
mentioned it on Soft White Underbelly. I think I did say how much I was getting the levels for. We'll save that stuff for a show about weed and all that. But
yeah,
fast forward real
cannabis.
quick. You got nailed, you served federal time. When did you first get busted? And then we'll chat real quick about mention one or two of the names that you were around. We ain't got to get into their personal business, but there's a famous Italian name or two that you were
Oh
around.
yeah, yeah.
When let them know when you got hit by the feds. What basically where it was at, and then going into the federal system, bro.
Okay, like I say, I'm just gonna, first time I ever went to prison was in '87 in Reno, Nevada, because we have moved our operation from Fresno to Reno. But I was indicted by the federal government in 1991. I like to tell everybody, man, they don't have to believe me, but that movie Belly, that's basically me and my homeboy story. I caught my federal charge in Omaha, Nebraska. I was indicted. They got caught May the 1st, 1991, with 2 kilos of cocaine. But they charged me with conspiracy. Conspiracy to distribute 500 grams of 5 kilos. So, not knowing the federal laws, I accepted in federal court, it's called accepting responsibility. So you had responsibility. So, when they got caught with the dope and shit, man, I wasn't even in Omaha, Nebraska. Like I said, I didn't understand federal law. So actually, I turned myself into the FBI October the 16th, 1991, right here in Fresno, California. And not like once again, not knowing the federal laws, I thought I was coming home, but that wasn't true. So
No.
they gave me a bail. I flew. Like I said, I turned myself in right here in Fresno. When it stood in front of the magistrate, they bound me over, or they, said they're gonna indict me or extradite me to Omaha, Nebraska, stand federal charges. Like I say, I had 9 co-defendants. After that was the first indictment, then they did a superseding indictment. Superseding indictment is when they bring more co-defendants. So speeding it up, I had like 18 co-defendants. Like I say, like 7 of them accepted responsibility. You had like 4 of them, start snitching and got the 5K departure, and a couple of them
Oh
went to
yeah,
trial
yeah.
and got another
Proffer
time.
deal, proffer agreements, and 5K deals. Yeah,
Yeah, that's when if you know anything about the federal system, man, you
those
don't
are
get
that
no
snitch
plea
paperwork.
bargain. You either gotta, go to trial or accept responsibility. I get a 5K. So like I said 120 months is 10 years. I was like, fuck, and I'm telling you, man, like I said, I don't know if a lot of people been in federal court, going in state court, they say years, but in federal court, they say
They do it
months, but
months, huh?
yeah, they do months, man. I had a damn good attorney, man. She's still alive, man. Her name is Deborah Cunningham, and I'm on Nebraska, so she's come visit me in jail. I say, Deborah, I ain't did nothing. She's like, well, you got like 3 people gonna testify. I'm not gonna say their names. The rats are not worthy, on this station. But anyway, I told her, yeah, I accept my responsibility. So I stood in front of Judge Cambridge in Omaha, Nebraska, And he was like, "Yeah, Mr. Johnson, well, we're gonna sentence you 120 months." I'm like, fuck, 120 months? That's 100 years. She's like, "No, cool down, Rod, cool down. That's 10 years." So like I say, like Jeff was saying, I met a lot of interesting people in federal prison. I was locked up. Stacey Coon, the police who beat up Rodney King. We was in Boron Federal Prison. That's a camp. But like I started my time in El Reno, man. El Reno was a mid-level. That's in El Reno, Oklahoma, man. And like I say, I was a little youngster just walking around the yard. I was scared, but I was a little nervous. Like I said, I did a little time in Reno in '88. But just being in federal prison, you're around a lot of people. It's like you say when you go to federal United States of America versus whoop de whoop. It's not like state court, it's state of California. So you got people from all around the country that's in federal prison. But like I say, man, I had a chance to meet Gene Gotti, man. Gene, he was in El Reno, man. Good guy. I should just look at him,
Yeah,
man. I
Gene
got a
Gotti.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in El Reno, Mafia, Gambino, crime family. Like I said, I was at Boron Federal Prison. Michael Francis, he did a little time in Boron, and the Rand unit and the Rand unit and Joshua unit. I want to say Mike Francis, he lived in the Rand unit, man, and I'm not gonna say I was in his room, but they just always say Michael Francis. I didn't know who Michael Francis was until I started reading books, and then I never had a chance to meet him, but he had an entertainment company breaking out entertainment, and because I dibble and dab in that business, but like them just a few names, famous people. I was also in federal prison. I think he was the black police chief. He was the black police chief from Chicago. Like I say, federal prison is different, Jeff. Like I say, it's different.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. We're losing a bit of our signal here because of the phones and all that. And we did a pre-record from earlier. So we're gonna leave you with a cliffhanger right there. But we're gonna obviously CEO Rodden is back on with us. Gene will be back around here doing interviews and all that. I've got some interviews lined up too, and we got some other stuff that we're doing. Um, we've got, like I said, we've done some pre-records, and you guys are definitely going to enjoy some of the stuff that we're putting out. It's quite a bit of work with these shows, though. That's for sure.
Yes, Jeff. Can I say something? We go to
Yeah,
add.
go ahead.
Check this out, man. My book will be coming out. Jeff, I wrote my book when I was in federal prison. I was in Yankton, South Dakota. I wrote this book in 1995. It's called True to My Game. So basically, when the book come out, like JC said, I'm gonna be coming back on the show, telling y'all stories about, sitting in the rock house in Fresno, gambling, being shot and stuff like that. Once again, the book is called True to My Game. And y'all post it, and hopefully, man, I'm gonna be like my bro Gene, man. When I put my book out, man, hopefully I get a movie deal or some type of deal. But it's a hell of a story, Jeff. Like I say,
Yeah,
we just basically touched on, how much we was making, man. Like in the book, man, I can remember, I can just remember. I'm gonna say this, and I'm in. I can just remember this day, 1986, man, 4th of July, man. I made like $60,000, Jeff,
damn. Hey,
selling crack.
that's something to end on. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. We're going to be back with some more, you guys.